welcome back to the channel. So we've seen all kinds of behavior over the past 72 hours, and I think I've heard every kind of FUD that could possibly be rounded up and utilized against anyone that's trying to bring LUNC to better times. And I just see this very immature attitude, this very immature way of going around things instead of looking at the core issue, just simply going to those who are coming forward with genuine problems and actually bringing real technical, factual based problems to people. Now, what I have noticed is TFL have gone through a very big change recently, and DK leaving the scene, completely handing control over to these new devs. It seems things are being taken a lot more seriously. Things are being treated in a mature manner, and we're actually seeing actual results from TFL side for once, and it not just being Luna getting these really awesome updates and being taken care for. It's actually drumming over into our side of the cosmos, and we're actually seeing and getting results from Legacy. So one thing I do know, everything's back online. Everything's, from what I can tell, is safe to use. I'm using everything, so that's obviously my own opinion. Go do your own research, check the links out, have a read through. Everything's working again. A really good thing that I noticed was they did a really bang up job, because you didn't have to re-put in all of your monomics, your seeds, you didn't have to recover all of your wallets. It was all there. So this is really good. This means there were no brute force major changes, and there's not a new system. Everything's really good. Another good thing from this, from what we can tell, is there was no scams. No one got scammed. They managed to get to it way before, and the reaction time is brilliant. So something I've been made aware of recently is there's one developer that has actually been given the responsibility of the repository for LUNC. I've currently got a PR I'm waiting to merge with both. Believe it or not, I have to merge it with Hexagon and the L1, and then I also need one merged by TFL for Legacy and then for the extension. And this is to get our 4 CW20 tokens online for our Penguin NFT community. Now, like I was saying, we've had a direct response from that person, more or less saying, hey, we can merge it, get it put up, we'll get it done for you. And this goes to show that, from what I can tell, they don't want to hand over Legacy, and I think this is all intentional, and I think they believe to continue supporting the LUNC community. Otherwise, they would have just handed over the assets by now. They've got no reason to, so to speak, hold them at ransom, or that they don't want anything for it. They wouldn't take anything for it, and they wouldn't hand them over. All they've given us recently is results that things are working. Everything's back online for LUNC users too. So this whole sort of conspiracy that keeps drumming about the community of, oh, TFL don't support, they don't bring anything to the community, they don't provide anything. Well, they provide all of our wallet infrastructure for free currently, and we should be, utilizing that. Well, guess what? 95% of the user base are utilizing that. And the best way to actually see this is to go and look at the volumes across board and see how much everything jumped up the second mobile came back online. And it goes to show just how many people are actually using the Legacy infrastructure, how many people were waiting. If there wasn't that many people who were using it, this wouldn't have been a big deal. There wouldn't have been everybody under the sun asking every other minute, when's it all coming back online? But this is really good. Like I was saying, we're at a point now in LUNC where we need to start thinking a lot more broader. We need to start thinking way further down the line, and we need to start to, address things. Stop playing the ignorant sort of situation where, oh, if we ignore it, things will change. No, we need to ensure that change is being brought forward. So like a solution really recently I thought was, the L1 team is holding on to funds that they don't have any right to keep hold of. It was returned to them by LBA, and they stated they were going to find new staff, they would have new people on board. They haven't done that, and they haven't returned those funds. But what I believe is those funds are either on their way back or they're being prepared to be sent back. And that gives us more funding for the next quarter, but it's not enough. As everybody knows, the price is continuing to go down. And this is because of so many different reasons. And one of those reasons was nobody could swap, nobody could access things, no one could trade, no one could do anything for almost a week. So it's just one of those things. I think the development team here, they've learned a lot from this. And, like I was saying, right? We've got all of this free infrastructure, but we keep paying for stuff that we don't even own as a community, even if it is been rebranded as community stuff. It's not something that we own as a community. And we have such a big issue with scams, phishing attacks, and I'm all up for all of these different third-party wallets, right? Like Trust Wallet and Kepler Wallet and all of these different people. We're not paying to fund their wallets, are we? No, of course not. That would just be silly. The issue is like the wording, the way things are branded, the way things are portrayed to you as a community. It's not nice a lot of the time that, sadly, people like myself are so busy building and developing. Like, we've been creating this dynamic commission module, which is going to be going up for vote probably over the course of this weekend, and it's ready to rock. It's ready to go. We've made some adjustments and we've listened to what the people in the comments have said. We've got a non-technical version, we've got a technical version. Everything's going as it should be. And I just don't understand how people can have real life jobs, be developers, getting paid, and have time to sit in spaces 8 hours a day, bicker about things back and forward, argue about things that make no difference whatsoever and don't actually do anything. And it's like, if someone like myself and all of these people sort of claim that I'm a nobody, I have no technical experience, I can't develop anything, yet me and one other person have just more or less brought a module forward within about a week, or a contract, whatever you want to call it. These devs, they get so technical, they get very upset when you say, for example, call toast bread or bread toast. They get really upset. But the good thing to note right now is there's people like myself, right, who are building for a better future. I'm taking in all of the different pieces on the chessboard, and I'm understanding that, hey, we haven't got enough to make moves like this. And, we're in dire times, and so many people make false promises. So many people promise under the sun about being able to restore the blockchain, put all of your hope into them, pay them, do this, do that. I'm simply just doing this all behind the scenes. I'm proposing it and going through governance. I'm not sitting in a space every day explaining this different stuff. Put the Commonwealth up, discuss it, take in back, alter if you need to, move to a proposal within a week. It's as simple as that. And all of this back and forth bickering, and I get it. I really do get it. But at the same time, I don't get how people can build, work in real life work, and do all of this different stuff. I don't have enough time in the day. And I'm a YouTuber on top of that, who provides content for people based on my own opinion. So, it's all very peculiar. But like I was saying, right? We need people who are just going to silently build in the background. They're not going to, sit there and feel like they've got to glorify responses to everybody. They've got to be everywhere and answer everything. And we get back to that point of just having teams that are doing nothing, and it just continues to get worse and worse and worse. It's like, having a load of colleagues at your, in real life work, and them not doing anything, you do everything. And it's sort of like, that pays off for you because you're showing that you are capable, you are mature, you are able to regulate yourself. And on top of all of this, right, we're just doing this for free once again. And something I've seen recently, these big claims of what has HTC even provided. I sat there and I wrote a list out of all of the things. And I think it was like 14 different individual things that I've been responsible for bringing forward. I think one of the strongest things I ever did was burn $8,000 of my own YouTube revenue when LUNC was booming. LUNC is not booming, and it's never been booming like that since. I don't know anybody else that has put that much work in to just burn it all and, get absolutely nothing from it. We've prevented scam burns. We've brought so many different sort of contracts and modules forward. There's just been so much we've done, and we're continuing to push onwards. Now, it's coming up to the end of the month. Binance are coming up to their burn time. We're coming up to our burn time. We're burning USTC and LUNC over at Project Lunkburn. Like I said, that happens at the end of every month. We make one compound. That compound then withdraws the commission for the month, and then we burn all of the commission. So keep an eye out for that one. It's all about supporting these kind of projects, right? It's not going to bail out on you, right? It's not going to all of a sudden not have the liquidity to keep burning. It's always going to be there. For that burn to stop burning, the whole blockchain would have to die, right? For everything to stop turning, the blockchain would have to die. The liquidity is always there. We're moving forward to loads of different things here in the background outside of what we're doing through governance and what we're proposing for the blockchain. We're working on a thing called PLB token, which is Project Lunkburn token. And this token is going to be something that rewards the people who buy it, but it's going to be primarily built to burn, but it's going to be built to go off chain, go into liquidity pools and bring liquidity back and do it in a very safe manner where there's no risk other than a blockchain collapsing. And, you know, we've gone down the route of choosing very well-placed Cosmos chains like ourselves. Lots of good stuff going on. Like I said, never put all of your eggs in one basket. I think we've learned this better than any community, you know, putting everything into one person. You know, I remember a time when everyone used to be, you know, without Tobias, nothing will work. You know, we can't do anything without him. And I just think to myself now, you know, we've got all of these different paid teams that are realistically just sort of messing around, taking their time about things, lulling about. And I would just rather see people who believe in the blockchain, not for a paycheck, but because they believe that they themselves can play a part and play a role in restoring this blockchain to what everybody claims it wanting to go to, which is like this whole dollar idea. But, you know, honestly, let's just get to a penny and I think we'll all be millionaires at that point. That is the idea of restoring a blockchain and becoming, you know, this blockchain that went from this really ragtag community, this collapse, to this blockchain that is magnificent. It's great. It made the biggest comeback. You know, they've been through everything and they're so strong now. And I think we've got to a point where we're starting to whittle things down. People are starting to act the way they always act. I've always said a cheetah can camouflage itself, but at the end of the day, it still has the spots. And, you know, people show their true colors over time based on what decisions other people have made and it not going their way and simply just always going to that nuclear option. It's funny to see, but it's also something to take in, take note of, and understand that these immature people are placed in very important places in the community and they will utilize the idea of big gains, $1 to get you on side, to get you to support, when realistically you need to take a step back. You need to go do the numbers, run the maths, look at the issues, look at where the holes are in the bucket and actually address things. Really good thing. Like I was saying at the beginning of this, everything's back online. Okay, folks, enjoy everything. It's really good. Like I was saying, moving to a proposal with this, so keep an eye out for it. I hope we can get your support and I hope other validators choose to support this. This is the first biggest step towards actually bringing a decentralized validating base to the community. This is not just about, you know, bringing a decentralized set. This introduces an environment, right, where someone on the outside would think to themselves, hey, I've got a chance, you know, I could go build a little node and, you know, there's a possibility that if I put time in, I put work in, I'll get noticed and I can actually get into the active set. At some point, the active set's going to fill up. Once it fills up, it's at that point, it becomes a competition to get in and you create a competitive environment. That's what LUNC needs. Validators to compete, to get into the active set, to get paid rewards so they can start building and then they can start playing out these visions and restoring the blockchain. Folks, have a really nice weekend. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.